I guess they're salesmen.
I cannot tell you how many times he kicked and stomped on his chest, but it was several. It lasted for at least 30 seconds. The last thing he did before I left was I saw a healthy stomp on Schindler's throat. He stepped on his throat very hard and then put all his weight on it. This is part of a testimony given by Airman Charles E. Briggs regarding the murder of openly homosexual seaman Eleanor Schindler. This murder precipitated the passing of the Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy, which was designed to protect homosexuals in the armed forces. According to Jody Feder in 2010, the legal analysis for the Congressional Research Service, the policy ensures the high standards of morale, good order and discipline, and unit cohesion, which are the essence of military capability. First, we will discuss the purpose of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Second, how it has failed to fulfill these purposes. And finally, ways that Congress is amending the policy and ways we can help repeal this law. Now, we will explore the purpose of this policy. Congress passed Don't Ask, Don't Tell in 1993 to protect homosexuals and cohesion in the military. The policy is under U.S. Code Title 10, Subtitle G, Section 654. The policy keeps homosexual service members' orientation a secret to maintain unit cohesion. According to a 2010 article by the New University Editorial Board, part of its initial aim was to protect the gay community and to give them rights. The code is divided into subsections. Under subsection A, Congress findings are found on the applicability of the law pertaining to military efficiency. Under this subsection, Congress makes the following finding: that the armed forces must maintain personnel policies that exclude persons whose presence in the armed forces would create an unacceptable risk to the high standards of morale, good order and discipline, and unit cohesion, which are the essence of military capability. Subsection B introduces a procedure for discharging a homosexual service member. It allows for the dismissal of a homosexual service member who commits one or more of the following acts. 1, engaging or attempting to engage in a homosexual act or acts. 2, stating he or she is a homosexual or bisexual. And 3, the member has married or attempted to marry someone who is known to be of the same biological sex. Under Section 571 of the National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 1994, Congress finds that one of the most critical elements in combat capability is the bonds of trust among individual service members. It is obvious that the policy is meant to ensure the high morale, good order, discipline, and unit cohesion in the military, but here are the reasons why it has failed to do so. This policy has not done what it was designed to do. The policy itself is unconstitutional, even under the judicial doctrine of military deference, which puts the needs of the military for obedience and discipline over the rights of individual service members, as long as the laws maintain military efficiency. It also allows exclusion of individuals who commit homosexual acts only to maintain unit cohesion and military readiness, according to Jody Feder's 2010 legal analysis. In a 2003 court ruling on the trial of Lawrence v. Texas, the argument for Don't Ask, Don't Tell's unconstitutionality was open, as the court found that the policy did not have its basis in keeping morale or unit cohesion, but rather on disapproval of homosexual acts. According to the New York Times, in October 2010 article, Judge Virginia A. Phillips of the Federal District Court found Don't Ask, Don't Tell to be unconstitutional. The United States District Court for the Central District of California determined that Don't Ask, Don't Tell does not significantly further the government's interest in military readiness or unit cohesion. The current policy has deterred unit cohesion and morale. Military cohesion depends on the trust and communication between individual service members, and while some argue that having openly homosexual service members would disrupt this cohesion, would actually bolster it. Jonathan Hopkins explains in a blog for the New York Times that he served for 14 months as openly homosexual. During this time, members of the companies that he commanded told him they didn't care that he was a homosexual and that he was one of the best commanders they'd ever had. In an article in The Advocate, the leader for homosexual news, Major Mike Alney, who was discharged after 13 years of service, stated that there's a sense of sacrifice and fulfillment when you're working for your country in the military. I miss the people, the camaraderie, and the mission. The New University wrote in 2010 that gay men and women are not sexual predators, and homosexuals do not have a natural drive to make heterosexual people uncomfortable. The policy has also lost military key personnel, costing millions. According to an article in 2010 found on military.com, the Government Accountability Office estimated that between 1994 and 2004, $252 million was spent on training replacements, and $17.8 million was spent on training officers because of the discharges due to the policy. As of November 2009, Don't Ask, Don't Tell has ended the careers of over 13,000 servicemen. In an article by Stewart on the loss of critical skills due to the policy, approximately 757 of the 9,488 service members discharged between 1994 and 2004 held critical occupations. According to the LA Times, Judge Virginia A. Phillips found the policy hurt military readiness because it deprived the armed forces of thousands of highly qualified officers. For these reasons, we must make a change to this policy. Members of Congress have raised the question of amending Don't Ask, Don't Tell. However, it is up to all of us to learn to understand homosexuals so that change can be made. Congress has made changes to the policy in recent months. In early October of this year, the authority for removing enlisted personnel found to be homosexual was removed from uniformed officers to general or flag officers. A working group was established in February of 2010 by Secretary of Defense Robert Gates to review regulations regarding Don't Ask, Don't Tell. This review is due December 1st of this year, and after that, repeal will be possible. But it is up to us to become more educated about homosexuals, to understand that the problem is not their enlistment in the military, but our perception of their lifestyle. The Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy was meant to protect homosexuals and prevent events like the murder of Alan R. Schindler, while maintaining cohesion morale in the military. However, it has failed to do so, as it has cost the military thousands of key personnel and lowered homosexual morale in the military. However, changes are being made, and our culture is adapting to accommodate these changes. The military needs these individuals to perform at their best, and changing the current policy would ensure this. Thank you.